Hi friends, it's Mr. Alex from Adams Memorial Library, and I'm here for our first Online Origami Club project for our summer reading program. Now, this week we're going to be making an origami fish, and if you'd like to follow along, and you have one of our online craft kits or online art attack kits, then you can go into that bag and grab this right here, which is going to be your Online Origami Club kit. If you don't have one of those craft kits, that's okay. You can still come in here to the children's room desk or curbside pickup while supplies last and get your very own craft pack. Or if you can't come into the library or don't get one of those craft packs, you can always follow along with Paper at Home. There are just a few other things that we're going to need in addition to our Online Origami Club kit, so let me show you what those are and we'll get started. In order to make our origami fish, we're going to need just a few things. And the first thing is a practice sheet of paper to get really good at folding our origami fish. Now, I use this two-tone paper that is a different color on each side to make it easier to show you how to fold origami, but you can use any paper that you have at home, whether it's notebook paper, scrapbooking paper, construction paper, or even just copy paper from the printer. Then, we're going to need our Online Origami Club kit out of our craft or art attack bag, and this will have different origami paper of all sorts of patterns, shapes, and sizes to make your final origami project out of. Then we're going to need markers, crayons, or something else to decorate our origami. And if your practice sheet of paper is not already a square like mine is, then you might need a pair of scissors to trim it down. Finally, for this origami project, an optional supply is to have a piece of tape. Now, true origami doesn't use tape or glue, but I'm going to show you how you can use some tape to fasten your origami together. So once you've gathered all this up, we'll go ahead and get started. The first step in folding our origami fish is that we are going to quarter our paper. So we're going to fold it once like this and once like this. And as we do so, we're going to go ahead and open it back up with the side of our paper that we want facing out on our fish to be face down on the table. So for instance, if I want my fish to be this pink, then it needs to be face down on the table. Then we're going to go ahead and fold these two quadrants of our square in. So we're going to go ahead and fold one side like this to the middle and the other side the exact same way, so that we have something that looks like this. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, except instead of folding our corners of the quadrants of our square into the centerpiece by folding over, we're going to fold them to the center by folding under like this. So we'll fold one like this and the other just like this. And that is going to give us a shape that looks something like this. Now, at this point, we're going to flip the back side of our project out by folding this side of our square right here into this center line. And as we do, it's going to bring this flap with it, and we want to make sure that that's exposed. So we'll fold like this. And again, just in case you couldn't see, we're going to start with this shape, fold this side into the center, just like that, bringing with it this flap that we folded under. And then we're going to give it a nice sharp crease once everything's lined up, and repeat for the bottom half of our project as well. So again, just folding it like this to bring the flap underneath out to the front. And once we're happy with how that looks, we're going to give it a nice sharp crease as well. So at this point, we can fold our project over, and we'll have that pink color that we wanted on the outside looking like this. At this point, the last step in our project is that we are going to take this tip on our fish's tail, and we're going to go ahead and fold it back in half to the center of our project. Just like this. And we want to make sure that everything lines up as perfectly as it can, creasing it off and giving us a shape that looks like this. Now, once we've done this, there are 2 important steps left. The first one is optional. So like I mentioned, true origami doesn't use taper glue, and if you don't want to use any taper glue, then you're done folding. But as you can see, this back flap doesn't really stay down very well. So I like to take a piece of tape and just place it right over the center of our fish, like this, to hold it in place while we're decorating. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our marker, crayon, or other decorating supply, and we're going to decorate our fish. So in order to decorate our fish, we can give it an eye, just like this. And then we might want to give it some scales as well. So we can draw a few of these half circles, just like this, to give a sort of scaly appearance. And just like that, we have one awesome origami fish. So practice this a lot and then get out your final sheet of origami paper. Well, friends, after lots and lots of practice, I took my final sheets of paper out of my Online Origami Club kit and I made these 2 fish right here. Now, I used the bigger sheet of paper to make this fish, and then for an extra challenge, I used one of these smaller pieces of origami paper to make this fish right here. But I would love to see how your fish turned out. So be sure to send pictures on over to us using the Summer Reading Shutterbug badge if you're tracking your reading on Beanstack. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for updates not only about the Online Origami Club, but everything else we're doing here at the library. And as always, happy crafting, everybody. Friends, are you also participating in our Palmer Summer Reading Program using Beanstack to track your hours and activities? If you are, then you'll definitely want to make sure that you get credit for completing this Online Origami Club activity. So you can enter the code word FOLD, which will be right here on the screen, in order to claim your Beanstack badge and prize tickets, which, as always, can be entered in our drawings until August 6th.